Hi, and thank you so much for purchasing a 4th Street Creative template. This is the video walkthrough for the Distillery Stories. And when you get the link, you will be directed to a page that looks like this, and you can hit Use Template, and that will bring you into your own Canva account. And once you're here, the first thing that you want to do is always go over to File and make a copy, and you want to do that just in case you make mistakes or you're not happy with the way that the design is going and you want to start from scratch, but you've made so many changes that you can't remember what it looks like. This is a great way to just go back to square one and start all over again, and this will be in your main account area, and you can just always go back and start over. So every time you do that, just make sure to go to File and make a copy. That way you'll always have a master on file that you can just start from scratch with. Once you've done that, you are safe to get started, and you head over to Uploads, upload an image or video. This is where you want to upload all your listing pictures, so you have them all nice and neat in here. And then you get started. So if I want to change this picture, for example, I'll just grab the photo, hover over the image box, and it will just pop it into place. And if you're happy with the way that that looks, you can leave it, or you can double click on it and then move it around in the frame. I'm really happy with the way that it just popped into place. It looked fantastic, so I'm going to leave it like that. One thing to note about these is that everything is, you can change anything in these templates. So if you do have your own brand colors, feel free to change them up. So if your brand colors are black and white, you can always just change these to black and white and change all the fonts as well. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're just going to keep it its original brown color. So we have provided this icon for you. We've created this and uploaded or provided them in your main files, which you can find in the zip folder. And the reason why we've done that is because when you head over to Elements here and you do Location Pin, and you make sure that only the free ones show up, because we always design for free accounts, well, you don't have that many options, and we weren't happy with the way that any of these looked. So we did provide this one icon, but you are more than welcome to head over to Elements, Location Pin, and choose your own that you like. And just remember, if you do have a pro account, there are far more options available to you. So, but we wanted to create our own, so that's what it looks like. We've uploaded it. It's available to you if you want. Let's go back to Uploads. So this is where we would change our text, and of course if you don't like this font, you can always change it to match your own. You can use more of a modern font, and it's just that simple. And then you can move the size of the box just by dragging it out like that. And that looks great as well. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to leave everything as is because we went through a lot of trouble to make sure that this font and that font looked great together. So if you do like these two fonts, then at least you don't have to worry about trying to find the right font pairing. So after that is done, you just want to go slide by slide and start just changing the photos. It's as simple as just dragging and dropping, as we've mentioned. One thing to note is a trick that I'm going to show you right now is to always head over up here and lock it. And that way, if I do want to bring in one of these icons, I can do so without Canva trying to pop the background image out of place. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. If I don't lock the photo and I want to put another photo on top, Canva does that. It tries to knock it out of place. So if you lock it, then you're safe. And I can just bring this and it won't do that. That's a little trick to get you started. So every time you're happy with an image, just lock it and then you don't have to worry about it. One thing to note about the stories is that there's a lot of maneuverability. When you get into Instagram, you're going to want to add stickers and information to them. You don't have to, but it's a great way to encourage engagement and to just add more intrigue to these slides. So that's one thing to consider. So anything here, when there's a wide open space, I would suggest leaving that, because then when you get to Instagram, you can add a little bit of fun. You can add question stickers, you can add polls, you can add quizzes. It's a great way. You can add the location icon. I forget what it's called now. But geo hashtag, yeah, you can add that, and you can add a whole bunch of stuff once you bring it into Instagram. So just keep that in mind. You do want a nice open space when you're designing. You want room to add more when you bring it into Instagram. So keeping that in mind, when you get to slides like this that have this writing on it, you might want to add this writing directly in Instagram. You might want to delete this completely, bring this into Instagram, and then add your own text with your own hashtag on it so that people can find it. So that's an option there. I'm just going to leave this in. Oops, I'm just going to leave this in for now. And then real estate company, you would obviously change this to your own. You could also remove this completely. You could make this a URL for the property so that people know where to find it. Everything else is pretty much you're just changing it to your own information. And these are great. These are great ones to add engagement on Instagram. So you could put your own brand photos in here and then just ask questions. Here's a great example of something that you might run into. You might have images that are too light and the text isn't showing up really great. So what I would do is I would head over to Elements, remove all this, and then use this box here, click it once to bring it into the frame, and then make sure it covers the entire photo. Okay, and then make it the brand color that you're using, or any color that you're using. Head over to transparency and make that about, say, 50. Let's leave it at 50 for now. Okay, and now it's covering this text, so what you want to do is go to position, backward, backward, forward. Okay, real estate company, let's change that to the white one, or the beige one. And now everything stands out really well, and you can play around with the transparency. If you're like, I can't see enough of the photo, well then you can bring down that transparency a bit. But see, with the transparency, you can read ready to buy. Without the transparency, it's harder. So this is a great trick if you're having trouble with text on your design, to always add an overlay over the photo and then play around with the transparency, because I can still see this photo in the background perfectly, but I can also read the text. So that's a great strategy. This is a great little tip that you can use in Canva anytime that you're struggling with reading font over a photograph. And that's it. We've created this. Again, these are things that you can add. You might want to delete this entire box and add this in Instagram. It's completely up to you. We've included this blank space specifically so that you can play around with this in Instagram, but if you don't want to, you can always move this guy up and add extra information here. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much it. Again, the location icon in brown and beige is available in your folder. I think that is pretty much it. So once you're happy with everything, you head over to download, make sure that PNG is selected, and hit download. Once this is downloaded, it will be in a zip file that you unzip and you can send to your phone any way that you normally send to your phone. So that might be AirDrop, Google Drive, Dropbox, or just emailing them to yourself. It's completely up to you, and then you're ready to post. I hope that this was helpful, and if you need anything else, you can always head over to fourthstreetcreative.com/tutorials, and we have a ton of resources, articles, and walkthroughs there. And if you don't see what you're looking for, please feel free to email us at hello@fourthstreetcreative.com and let us know what you're looking for, and we'd be more than happy to create a video walkthrough for you. Thank you so much. Happy designing.